Welcome to AfterSight's quarterly newsletter, featuring the latest AfterSight news and events, listener stories, programming updates, and more. Coming up next, only on AfterSight. AfterSight.
The AfterSight Summer 2024 newsletter. The newsletter opens at the top in the center with AfterSight's logo. Newsletter Summer 2024. In the center is a small picture of an envelope. A text caption bubble appears over this, saying now in audio format. The center of the opening page has a photo of the 2023 Audio Trekker hike. Featured are many staff members and hikers at the hike location. The caption reads, AfterSight's annual Audio Trekker hike is just around the corner. Our 2023 hike was amazing. Register and or donate now. In this edition, news from the Executive Director, 2024 Annual Supportive Hike, new programming, Volunteers of the Month, a story from our listeners. At the bottom includes www.aftersight.org and a telephone number that reads 303-786-7777. The AfterSight logo appears again.
Executive Update by Kim Ann Wardlow, Executive Director. Hello, summer is here. It's time for mountain adventures to find cooler temperatures, going to the neighborhood pool, barbecues, and ice cream. The International Association of Audio Information Services held its annual conference and program awards in June. AfterSight received an honorable mention in the newspaper category for the Pueblo Chieftain Sunday, as read by Kathy Scott. We won first place in the On Location category for the Audio Trekker episode of The Blind Chick. BizWest presents the Mercury 100 Awards to the 100 fastest growing companies in Boulder Valley and northeastern Colorado. Companies are divided into 5 flights of 10 based on revenue. AfterSight was honored to receive this award and was ranked 5th in this flight. Our growth has allowed us to add new AfterSight originals, provide training to our volunteers, and improve the overall quality of our programming. However, we face a new challenge. Due to changes in the allocation of Older Americans Act dollars through area agencies on aging, we will soon lose $8,300 in monthly funding. This shortfall threatens our ability to deliver high-quality programming to people with vision loss or blindness. However, we can bridge this gap if enough people donate $5, $20, or $100 per month. Will you join us in this mission to ensure information equity for all? Visit www.aftersight.org/donate to set up your monthly donation or give a one-time donation today. Thank you. Kim.
AfterSight's 3rd annual supportive hike. Below this, in the center, is an image of several hikers, most dressed in blue, some with trek poles, one with a guide dog. The caption reads, a photo from AfterSight's 2023 Audio Trekkers supportive hike. In the upper right-hand corner is a red emblem with the words 15% off. There is also ticket-shaped art just below this that says use code TREK15. TREK15. Lace up your hiking shoes and dust off your trek poles. The 2024 Audio Trekker hike is July 27th at Walker Ranch Myers Gulch. The hike is 5 miles and has 800 feet of elevation gain. It is a wonderful hike, whether you're a first-timer or a hardcore hiker. It will be a day to remember. To register and to see all the details, go to www.aftersight.org/hike. AfterSight will provide round-trip transportation from our Boulder office to the trailhead, breakfast, lunch, a cool t-shirt, sighted guides, trek poles, water, and trail/medical support. Don't want to hike, but want to join the fun? This year, we will also have a guided nature bathing experience. A guide will create space to experience nature with all our senses. No hiking required. For more details, check out www.aftersight.org/hike or call Penn Street at 720-370-8625.
Programming. Introducing Game Changers. Co-hosted by Ethan Johnston and Jonathan Price, dive into inspiring stories from blind athletes in adaptive sports like beepball and blind skiing. Whether you're an athlete or just curious, tune in weekly on Fridays.
Big changes with Blind Level Tech. Evan has taken the reins as BLT's new host, and he's now joined by the amazing Kelvin Crosby. Kelvin is deaf-blind and the brilliant mind behind the See Me cane. He's also got a lot of broadcasting and technical experience. Weekly on Wednesdays.
The Audio/Braille Trail. The audio guide for the Discovery Braille Trail in Aspen, Colorado is now available. This 0.2-mile loop dedicated to Bob Lewis offers an immersive nature experience. Download the guide before you visit for a tranquil and informative hike. New audio additions include Denver Westward, Veterans Life Magazine, Mile High Mosaic, which includes The Rooster, Fremont County News, Montrose and Delta News, and Colorado Homes and Lifestyle. Aftersight programming is available on all major streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. Volunteer News. Volunteer Appreciation Brunch. Our amazing volunteers enjoy delicious food, great conversation, and fun activities. Highlights include spinning the wheel for exciting prizes, Evan interviewing volunteers about their experiences, and exploring our new interactive tactile map featuring Braille-labeled publication coverage. Thank you to everyone who made this event. The Volunteer Audio Editing Certification. We are excited to announce the launch of the Audacity Editing Certificate Program for our volunteers. This program supports our readers in achieving high-quality audio for our listeners and provides a free opportunity for our volunteers to enhance their skills for other professional or creative endeavors. New volunteer opportunities. Allows volunteers to choose their schedule and assignments. Subbing. Cover for other volunteers who are out. PSAs. Record short scripts for broadcast and podcast. Contact Jennifer at aftersight.org to get started. Volunteers of the Month. January, Bill Lundgren of Blindsight, a licensed therapist with vision loss who has become an integral part of Aftersight and our mental health podcast. February, Keith of Hobby Radio and Opera News, a volunteer reader since 1999, an avid reader with a passion for technical hobbies like amateur radio. March, Jerry of Colorado Homes and Boulder Daily News, celebrating 5 years, began at Learning Ally and Colorado Talking Book Library before joining Aftersight. April, Claudia of BBC Mundo and El País, joined Aftersight 7 years ago as part of a New Year's resolution to do something out of her comfort zone. May, Ralph of the Grand Junction Sentinel, began volunteering 7 years ago and has a background as a voice talent for a student radio station. June, Bryce of Summit Daily, has been active in the community from a young age, working at soup kitchens and an NPR station. Special mention, Bill and Anita Head, winners of the 2024 Jefferson County Senior Hero Award. They have served as sighted guides on our hikes, and they read Denver Post and Boulder Daily News.
Listener stories. In the upper right is a photo. It is a small train that looks somewhat like an amusement ride. There's a conductor, American flags at the front, and a few of the riders can be seen behind. The caption reads, "Paul doing what he loved, driving the train." From Wilma, in memory of her husband, Paul. I read the Loveland Reporter Herald to him every morning over coffee. It was our time, and I loved doing it. My vision started failing too, and it got harder to see the paper. I knew about AfterSight because of a presentation at our Lions Club meeting. I called them, and they set up Alexa in our kitchen. Paul and I took turns asking her to play the paper. We could both sit and just enjoy our coffee again. Paul passed away, and AfterSight told me I could keep the Alexa. I still ask her to play the paper, and I miss Paul. But I can still have my coffee and feel him sitting across the table. Wilma from Loveland. Wilma passed away a few months after Paul. They were both longtime members of the Lovelands Lions Club. Paul loved driving the train for the kiddos in the park every summer. Paul was a veteran. He served during World War II. Listeners like Wilma and Paul donated to AfterSight because their lives were enriched by the resources and services AfterSight provides. They urged their Lions Clubs to support AfterSight's free White Cane project. Please consider supporting AfterSight as a legacy gift. To learn more, reach out to Penn Street at 720-370-8625. Back page. There's a large AfterSight logo with the title AfterSight. Below is the address, 1755th Street, Suite A, Boulder, Colorado, 80301. It also reads Free Matter for the Blind. On the bottom half of the page is the title Original Podcasts, followed by 6 of the title cards for various podcasts provided by AfterSight. The first is The Blind Chick with Penn and Moses. There is a black and white photo of Penn Street, the host, wearing a large cap and jacket. She looks off into the distance. The second is for Blind Level Tech and has Evan Starnes and Kelvin Crosby. Each has their own photo. Evan appears to be having a very good time and is laughing. And Kelvin is wearing sunglasses and is outdoors. In the lower left is a photo of a sandwich. The third is for Blind Sight. The image is of a silhouetted man in gray who is wearing glasses. The background shows a sort of crumpled paper and is a lighter gray. The lower left has 2 white canes converging to form a right angle. The fourth is Navigating Life with Vision Loss with Kim Wardlow. The tile is black, white, orange, and blue largely, and has a photo of Kim Ann Wardlow. She's smiling. The fifth is for Volunteer Spotlight with Evan Starnes. The tile includes 3 younger adults dressed smartly in a stylized form. The final, 6th, is for Game Changers, the blind sports podcast. The bottom shows 3 different athletes performing 3 different adaptive sports. The first is dressed in baseball-style gear. He's wearing a blindfold and holding a bat. The second is of a man with snow in the background, wearing snow gear, and an orange vest that reads Blind Skier. And the third is of a hiker wearing a jacket and using trekking poles. Text goes on. Feedback lines are live. Have any questions or feedback for our podcast hosts? Drop us a line at feedback@aftersight.org or call 720-712-8856. Support AfterSight. Donate. bit.ly/support AfterSight. Shop. AfterSight.printify.me. Sponsor. Penn@aftersight.org. Volunteer. Jennifer, JENNIFER, @aftersight.org. The bottom has the AfterSight website, www.aftersight.org, and phone number 303-786-7777.
We hope you've enjoyed listening to AfterSight's quarterly newsletter. If you have any questions or feedback, email feedback@aftersight.org or give us a call at 303-786-7777.